Okay, and we are back. So, moving on. Who are you? Sortbot. The staff have us working overtime now that this area is being used for the tournament. Yeah, sudden robot voice. Maybe not. And in that time, I have found all sorts of odd things lying about. Old machine parts, ripped up documents, highly dangerous toxins, miscellaneous fruits and vegetables. Next thing you know, I will find a child hiding in the scrap. Let's hope you do not. That would be quite scary. Oh, Hunter Woman is here. Ooh. Anyway, before we get to Hunter Woman, we've got QuintsMetFactory by Starsoul, which has received an overall 35.20. Very high score from Patchy. Not a lot of functionality from two other judges. It's design, fun, creativity, aesthetics. Mick gives 2, whereas Patrick gives 15. I do find these breakdowns of the ratings fascinating. Anyway, time for the next stage, 156. QuintsMetFactory. Oh, I like the song so far. Oh, this is Quint's theme from Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy. Bridge closed! A recent meteor shower has hit the bridge and destroyed it. Sorry for the inconvenience. Is there any reason for me to go up there? No. It's just aesthetics, fine. You want me to glide across or are we going down? Going down. I'm never too sure when I just see a hole and like a leap of faith. Quint's Metal Factory, huh? Or Met Factory. Oh, I like the song. I think it's just loop. But it's quite good sounding. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nothing you can do about that. Not in a blind project at least. There's a door to the left, but I can also go to the right. So now I'm curious. I'm gonna go to the left, see what's this way. There's a secret path up there that I didn't take. There's no collectibles to find, so there really isn't a purpose of exploring it. And that's really the case. Random checkpoint in the middle of the street. Okay. Oh, I don't think I've seen the drops drip upwards before. At least not that I can remember. Oh, dripping from both sides is a neat idea. Oh, that's an interesting concept. The splash actually moves a little bit. Interesting. Oh, hello. What now to do with you? Oh, down. Okay. Hello, Matt. Pretty straightforward rompy stage so far. We'll see if there's anything, if it's going to do anything to catch me off guard or surprise me in any way. Comfortably made that jump. And that one. Oh. What's the info box gonna say? Automate the time pass. Enter teleporter to the fight to begin the Quint training unit. Well, boss time, huh? Or not? Well, I just let you chill there. You literally cannot hurt me. Uh-oh. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's a neat concept. The flames also linger. Okay. rooms are getting a bit more claustrophobic, which is good. Oh, got a double. Okay. Oh, that barely flew over my head. Another checkpoint. Oh, more. Oh, I'm gonna... Oh, okay. Okay, things are getting a bit more dangerous. This is good. This is good. This is actually good. I'm starting to feel threatened. Ow. I kind of have to keep looking at the top as well as the pits. I like that. Hello, Romefro. I see you've tried to find a way to kill me and destroy the factory. Laughable. You have two choices. Die, or go into the teleport on the right to go back to the bridge. So, depending on the character, does that change who it's gonna say? Because it can't just know that I'm Rowan right now, but fair enough. So, is the bridge fixed now? Yes, it is. An update. The bridge has been fixed. Mysterious activities have also been happening west of here. Oh, is it boss time? Is it Quint? Whoa! Ah! What am I looking at? Well, I asked if I'm gonna get surprised by this stage. And I have to say, you surprised me. Fair enough. Well played. Although, the boss really isn't very threatening, but... Okay. What am I meant to hit? Okay, the hitbox is very weird. Oh, Quint's at the top, I didn't notice him! He's wearing a Mets hat too, that's kinda cute. Oh really, Matt? You actually blocked my shot? Ah, it's such a precise... Well... Yasichi? I can't move! Hello? Okay. I kinda want that Yasichi, not going to lie! It's a big room, okay. Okay, I was... Oh my gosh, you were dropping a lot of meds. I have all the meds in the world. It's a med factory after all. Well, what a bizarre boss, but, well, I kind of enjoyed it. I can't lie, that was quite entertaining. Nice one. Nice stage. Yeah, that was quite entertaining. A rompy stage, which actually made the gimmicks be somewhat dangerous at the end when things got quite claustrophobic. Anyway, Mick wasn't impressed, they only gave 22. Oi, not a whole lot of stuff to talk about here really. The enemy says standard fare. A few different meds, wall blasters and fire tellies. The fire tellies are somewhat effective on conveyor belts, but otherwise the enemies here largely exist to be shot at. Nothing else. The gimmicks aren't a whole lot better. The water platform is nothing we haven't seen before. And outside of the fire telly combination, the conveyor belts are similarly standard. The purple acid pools that turn red are a little odd, and they're probably the most interesting aspect of the level with their timing challenges. Unfortunately, the most noteworthy aspect of the level would be the broken checkpoint, at least when I was playing it. The checkpoint unlocked at the giant med cannon is for the room below it. Okay, allowing you to skip the boss entirely with retries. More importantly, the checkpoint for the Quint training area is completely busted, taking you out of bounds and forcing you to restart the entire level. Stumbling on that was not a pleasant experience. I didn't die in this state, so I don't know anything about the checkpoints or how weird they are. These have been fixed for the main game, but it really hurt the functionality score with me. Playtest your checkpoints, folks, and that would explain why the score was so low. There's also a custom boss here. Unfortunately, the mech machine is basically just the longest, most needless, tight metal baton fight ever, but also it flies when it's almost dead. I'm glad there's something here, but it isn't terribly interesting. Shinry 26, a little bit more than the average for the past entries. There's not much to discuss with this level, sadly. The aesthetics, room, layout, and enemy placement are all pretty basic, with those last two especially being a problem, since it means you can breeze through most of the stage without even thinking. The segments involving the conveyor belts, acid droplets, and fire tellies are a step in the right direction, though. I would still consider them a bit on the easy side, but at the very least, those sections were a bit more engaging than the rest of the level. That aside, the only really notable thing here is the boss. While I think the concept of a med-producing machine is pretty sound, the execution leaves a lot to be desired. You can trivialize the first phase by standing in one spot while jumping and spamming the laser trident. That would penetrate armor, so that would actually make it easier. Or the second phase is basically a much slower moving wily capsule that only spawns tools. All of this makes for an unfortunately easy and rather underwhelming end boss. Overall, while there's sound ideas here with both the conveyor segments and the boss, they, along with the rest of the stage's design, could have done with a lot more refinement. 59 by Patchy. Oh, they're happy. Nice. Solo's Patchy review. Now, this is a charming little stage. Definitely has the feeling of being someone's first stage, but there are surprisingly some good design principles in place, like introducing each gimmick and obstacle in isolation at first and later on trying to mix and match them. I like the cute little throwback at the end of going back to the first screen. The boss caught me by surprise too. I was fully expecting a standard Quint fight. Yeah, I feel you there. But the creator went the extra mile to try to create a new boss, which I appreciate. Obviously though, the stage has some rough edges, such as spikes stacking on each other and various screens being too spacious with not much enemy density to fill them up. The later ones certainly make up for that. They got quite dense. Ashman, 32. Stop right there. I'm suspending your level design license. No power-ups? A pile of touch checkpoints instead of one normal checkpoint? Inconsistency labeled bottomless bits? Blank background and messy repetitive tile work? Teleporters which deposit you in midair? Connecting sections that easily could have been tied together organically? I know this isn't a professional level design contest, but these elements make the level feel especially slapdash and amateurish. The text leaves me with so many questions. Was QuintsMetFactory really too much effort to write? If the bridge was taken out by a meteor, where's all the debris? What is the Quint training unit? And what is it doing in this elite factory? You mean the teleporter on the left? The fact that Laser Trident and Russia obliterate any sense of difficulty is a sign that the challenges in architecture aren't nearly complex or varied enough. I see the start of some good ideas, conveyor plus fire tally, 2 directions of acid drops, which need a color consistency check, the inconvenience of maneuvering around the broken bridge, but nothing is ever developed into anything novel or satisfying. I get no sense of purpose in the challenges other than to fill time between the bridge gag and the boss. I love what the boss could have been, but crippling weapon vulnerabilities, a dull middle form, a lack of visual polish, e.g. Quint not mashing the controls like Wily and Cossack do, limitless enemy spawning, no protection from enemies while the final form powers up, almost inaudible final music, and the possibility of the final form drifting out of the arena forever. Oh dear. Wreck the whole thing. At least there's a Yasichi, so I guess that's one power up. Reasonable length, adequate checkpoint frequency, and appropriate music show some potential. If you promise me you'll plan, polish, and playtest harder next time, I'll let you have your license back. That's quite funny. And finally, Ace, 37. The boss is kinda cute, even if the challenge is backwards, since you reduce its attacking options as you whittle it down. Its first phase is incredibly basic. I think you could afford to give it a different attack, as it lost parts. Overall, it just needed to do more things. Even the second phase amounts to not much more than what the first phase offered. I will say fire tellies and convenience do end up providing the more interesting element to the stage. It's unfortunately the only combination of assets in the level, and everything else just kind of stands in a way, being a non-threat. Graphically, the stage is hideous. This is a sort of tiling that is used for placeholder stage layouts rather than tiling the level to resemble an actual location. I'd fully recommend taking the time to see how main series stages are tiled. The most notable thing is the bricks. Bricks should be staggered rather than just stacked on top of each other. But the big issue really is that the stage is just dull, unpredictable and repetitive. Screens seem to be repeated and nor seen, or at least any changes are so minor as to hard to notice and they end up playing the same. Unfortunately, the boss can wander off screen in the second phase. I'm glad it didn't then. I suppose in the capsule phase. And his respawn flags and ranges have been configured incorrectly, therefore he can despawn, resulting in a softlock, and there is no longer a boss to defeat. That sounds fascinating, but bizarre. This is clearly a first effort, I think, but the reason it ends up being an unfun stage is fairly benign, at least, which, hey, is better than the alternative. Look at level maps, you can find them online, and with enemies and assets on the maps from Mega Man 3 onwards. Pay attention to how the stages are put together and compare your stage. I don't think this was a bad stage. It had interesting ideas, and I do like the gimmicks with the flames as well as the drips that move on the conveyors. I don't think I've seen that before, and that actually gives it a new sense of challenge. And the last few rooms before respawning back to the bridge were actually quite dense, which made going through them actually dangerous, so that I appreciated. The difficulty curve was there. And then the boss itself, well, I expected a bog standard Quint fight, and I didn't get that, so I'm glad we got something different, because I did get surprised. So honestly, one of the better stages so far. It had nice flair and design, and it had its own little charm. Decent stage, good job. Anyway, with that said, this is probably all the time I have for today, so I'm gonna wrap up this recording session and I'll see you next time.